Hello and welcome to Game Trader and our Sea of Thieves review. Joining me on this epic voyage is Zoe.
Ahoy!
And Sam.
Avast me hearties.
There you go, all pirates. We're doing something slightly different for this review because we've all been playing the game together in different capacities. I've not been on the ship as much as you two have, but we've all had quite a big experience with Sea of Thieves, and we want to tell you about what that's like. Sam, you've probably played it the most.
I have indeed.
And you've played it with 2 people, solo, and 3
with us
people.
3, yeah.
So what is the difference in playing it in those different styles?
It's very much a game that thrives on having the more people, the better. It's great on your own. You can do everything, and it's fine. Like, it just takes more time because you've got to do the sails and the anchors and everything by yourself. But yeah, it's a game that you absolutely have to have friends with. And
can you play it with randoms, or is that too difficult? I know, like, you can physically, but is there that kind of communication with other people there?
I have played it with some randoms on the internet, and it's fine as long as you've got a microphone, but it totally depends on the kind of people that you match with, because I've read stories about people being locked in the brig by their teammates and then just getting stuck there.
Have you read stories about that happening?
Yeah, but like
to some people.
Yeah, well, I know we did it to you, but like that was a funny joke that me and JJ played on you, Zoe.
Use the word funny, I feel like it's incorrectly used here.
Maybe now's the time to introduce Zoe to the Sea of Thieves life. We did lock you in the brig.
Yep.
That was because you were being naughty.
Was it, or was it just bullying? Maybe.
No.
I had been chased by no fewer than 4 sharks in our playthrough, and I get back to the ship, happy that I'm finally somewhere peaceful, and the screen faded to black, and then I'm in the brig! And these 2 are whispering and giggling on the other side.
Which I think basically boils down to what Sea of Thieves is, right? Like, it's all about creating your own stories from, after you've played it for a while, Sam, essentially what boils down to a bunch of fetch quests.
Yes, like there's technically 3 factions that you can do missions for, or voyages as they're called in the game, and one of them requires you to go to an island, fight a load of skeletons, and then take back the captain's head. The other one needs you to go get like buried treasure, like find the X marks the spot, or solve a riddle to find out where the treasure's hidden, or you have to go to an island and get a chicken or a pig or a snake, and then take those loots back to the outpost, and that's it, over and over and over again for 50 levels.
Yeah, which would sound very repetitive,
yes,
were it not for the things that happen along the way.
Yeah, which is fine, like when you've got other people, but doing that on your own, if you just want to grind through the levels to get, I think you need to be level 40 something just to get like the special themed golden crest for your ship or whatever. But if you have other people, it's fine because you can get distracted. But if you're on your own, it's just that.
So when you were playing it, 2 of you, Zoe, was it more or less fun than playing with 3 people? Be careful about your answer.
Yeah, I'm going to resist the urge to just throw some sass around. I think it's better with 3 people as long as you're all mates and you get to do it together, because with 2 people, like, I had a great time playing with Sam last night, but it means that when you come up against other players, you're in a teeny tiny little boat and they're in a giant galleon, and immediately you're like, oh, well, bollocks. We're basically on the left foot here. Sam and I were playing last night, and we were like ambling around on a little sloop. We got to an island, we cast anchor, we went around and were like trying to find this thing. We saw this massive galleon coming by, and we were like, it's probably fine. They probably won't hurt us. And I just waved to them.
Yeah.
I waved. I was like, gonna hold my grog
so
up so they know I'm peaceful. And then they went away, and we were like, oh, fine, that was great. And then we went back to our ship, and our ship was gone. The dicks had stolen it. And I think with 3 of us, if we had a massive galleon, maybe that wouldn't have happened, or maybe it would have been like a little bit different. We could probably fight them back a bit. But Sam and I spent like 10 minutes hunting the bastards down.
Or just trying to run away from them.
Yeah,
they were hunting us down because they had the speed and the manpower. There were 3 of them and 2 of us.
Yeah. We got our ship back, but then when we went back to an outpost, they pretty much just griefed us and started hunting us down. Which I'm fine with. Like, when you're on a quest, it's like, yeah, you expect to be like,
you're
to
pirates,
get into battle
right?
with people. Yeah, that's fine. But it's like when someone pursues you and makes it their mission to kill you over and over again, it gets so irritating. Like, it's
also interesting that they haven't made the outposts. Like safe zones. You can still like. I had it happen to me several times where I just tried to get to the gold hoarders camp to take my chest back, and someone was waiting there to kill me and then steal the chest. And that can
That's
happen.
just bad etiquette.
That can happen so many times. Or like if you use the siren to respawn to your ship, or if you die and go to the ferry of the damned, if you come back, someone could be waiting for you on your ship and just kill you and just send you back there again. Like, there are annoying little quirks that I think maybe Rare hasn't quite thought of, probably because they tested the game with people who just wanted to have a nice
Were being
time.
nice to each other.
Yeah, and then they didn't realise that the internet is full of people who maybe don't want to be nice and just enjoy
all
the
the time.
beautiful seas of Sea of Thieves and enjoy the weather and just sailing around and having a good time and drinking all the grog. So there's definitely irritations.
Yeah,
to put
that's
it that,
a,
the
that's a
polite
whole
way.
new thing I hadn't thought about. I mean, we can just do that now, right? Just go to an outpost and sit by the people and wait for them to bring treasure to us.
Yeah, and lose all respect for humanity at the same time. which
I
is
mean,
definitely
I
something
did do it
I'm
once because I
aiming
got
for.
so angry that someone had done it to me, and then I felt really bad because then they just spawned back, and then I was just like, I'm sorry.
Was it the
I'm
person who
sorry.
had killed you though?
No,
Was it some
it was
stranger?
someone
Sam!
else. I'm sorry.
You're a bad person.
I'm a pirate.
Which, they would say is the point of the game, right?
Yeah.
How much of a pirate do you want to be? You can be a nice pirate or a really, really bad one.
Or a dick. Like, there's a difference between like fighting someone on the open seas, fine, whatever, and then just griefing them and
Yeah.
like tracking them down. That's like
Just not letting them do anything.
Yeah,
Just, it's very annoying.
Because that's part of the mission structures. When you get your chest and you put it back on your ship, if in the time for you getting the chest and going back to the safe harbour area, which
Yeah.
turns out isn't safe,
No, it's not
apparently.
safe. Not safe.
If your ship sinks anywhere in between that or you die, then you lose all your treasure, right?
Yeah, it's all gone. It's all gone.
So you have to plan.
It technically floats. If you
Okay.
can go back to the exact point in the sea where your ship sank, which is impossible.
Yeah.
But if someone sinks you, they could then just steal all your treasure, which is even more annoying. But it's fine. It's fine.
I did quite like all the sunken ships. Like,
Yeah.
if you're sailing around enough, if you see birds circling in the sky, then it means there's a sunken ship. I'm not sure whether they're not player sunken
No,
ships.
they're
They're
just like put there by the game.
yeah, definitely. But you can jump out and like swim in them and like try to find those different collectibles. And sometimes there are some sharks waiting you when you come out. But
Oh, the sharks love a shipwreck.
they love me. They've hunted me like 5 times.
You're very tasty, Zoe.
No, I don't want to be. I'm gonna drink loads of grog and make it okay. But it's like those little environmental details that make all the difference. Like, I feel like if Rare put in more like shipwrecks or more like, I don't know, actual treasure hunts where you go from island to island to island, or a race or something, could be something really cool. But at the moment, like Sam said, it is kind of bare bones. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like it's just waiting for this potential to be realised.
Yeah. So let's talk about like the end game stuff. There are Skull Islands. Is that what they're called?
Skull fortresses.
Skull Fortresses, which you two attempted
Yeah.
at one stage,
it's
which
really
didn't
hard.
go well.
No.
So that's the kind of thing that you're meant to do with groups of
Yeah, they're
other
kind of like
ships, right?
MMO raids where you sort of need to band together with other ships, if that's even possible, to fight like waves upon waves of skeletons and then beat the captain, get the key, and then get access to the loot. It has been done with 2 people. I don't know
it has
how,
been, yeah.
but not by
Okay.
us.
So there's that, and then there's becoming a pirate legend, which is like
Yes.
basically the end game.
I don't even know how you do that.
You get to level 50 in all 3 factions, and then there's a mysterious stranger in the back of a pub, and every time you speak to him, he's just like, oh, well done, you've got to level 5 in all 3 factions. Now get to level 10.
Right.
And that just keeps going and going and going. Like, and I've been playing it all week, and I'm at level 17 for gold hoarders and then like 10 and 7 for the others, and like it's slow going because unless you get the loot back for every single voyage, you don't get the XP. Just finding it isn't enough. You've actually got to take all your earnings back, which is sometimes the problem when there's other people involved.
So if we're summing up then, do you think that Sea of Thieves needs some kind of end game, like something for people to aim towards? Because it seems
Yeah.
at the moment, if you're just becoming a pirate legend, like you get a cool ship, but
Yeah,
you don't
I
get
don't
any
even
like
know.
new stuff. Like, it's not, say, like something like Destiny where you all are earning XP towards this one thing, like unlocking a super mission that then you can all do
Yeah.
as a team. Like, doesn't
There's
appear to be that yet.
There's a pirate legend voyage, but apart from that, there's nothing to aim for, and there's nothing to like keep the intrigue there. Like, once you've seen the Kraken a few times, once you've done a few Skull Fortresses, once you've fetched quests until your eyes bleed, like there's not much there unless you keep trying to tell your own stories. I just don't think
Yeah.
there's enough there to keep people coming back to want them to create those stories.
Having said that, Zoe, when we played it, it was probably one of the like most fun times I've had playing a game in a while.
Yeah, me too.
I've really enjoyed it, despite the fact you dicks locked me in the brig.
But that's why we had fun.
You're so funny. That's why it's great. Like, if you play it with your friends, then you are almost guaranteed to have a great time because you'll arse around and like sailing's really fun. The water looks incredible, and you do have to work together as much as you can also dick around with each other. It's just once you kind of like get past the fact that you might not be playing it with your friends all the time, it is soul-destroyingly repetitive, and like it's just not rewarding enough to go and get a treasure chest, to bring it back, to do it same again. And eventually, I'm sure with us, it's going to get to the point where we're like, well, now the novelty's worn off, like we're just sailing around getting the same things.
Yeah, I think you need like a why are we doing this, like something to aim for.
Yeah.
There is that like thing on the opening cutscene about Athena's fortune, which makes me wonder maybe there's like a secret end game to do with Athena's fortune, but again, like it hasn't seeded that in our minds when we've been playing it. The mysterious stranger, I assume, doesn't mention Athena's fortune anyway.
Oh no, he's just focused on getting you up the ranks, unfortunately.
Exactly. I think the problem is that it's not, Sea of Thieves isn't doing enough to disguise the fact that it's fetch quests and just getting up levels and ranking up with factions. Like other games tend to have different narrative levels where like, okay, I'm doing this thing because, I don't know, my nephew is in this faction and that makes it work. But with Sea of Thieves, it doesn't have that just really easy, slim narrative level just sliding in to make everything feel like it's worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. And for me, it's like, I know Rare has plans to make the map bigger and introduce more concept. You know, there's been things that we've seen in screenshots involving like mermaids and other things like that makes you think, oh, I wonder what's coming. But having, you know, someone pay $60 or £60 at the moment for something that's not much more than the betas than we've been playing so far, I think people are going to start to get very frustrated that there's not much content there. The actual content and the gameplay there is very thin unless you're willing to go out and have fun and interact with other humans and make your own game, basically.
And not have your ship stolen.
Yeah, don't touch my ship.
Okay, well then, Sam, what are we giving Sea of Thieves at the moment?
We are giving Sea of Thieves 3.5 stars.
Okay, thanks guys. I'm sure we'll be sailing on the high seas again very soon. Let us know what you think about Sea of Thieves in the comments below. Click the boxes on the left for more content from us. And don't forget to hit that big button in the middle to subscribe for more gaming news, reviews, previews and features right here on Games Radar Plus.